basically just had we had a really good production of grapes. I mean, really good collection of grapes, and they were really sweet that year. I got to thinking, and actually, after I did a little research, I did see that a few places do make great beers. But I thought, what would a great beer taste like? So I ended up getting a just a standard wheat ale kit,
Okay.
5 kit, and then thought, well, what would happen if I just throw a bunch of grapes into it? I mean, it wasn't even meant. Basically, it was a colander full of grapes that I just pulled off the vines. Didn't even wash them. And I knew, you can also, now you're inducing possible other yeasts and stuff that could throw things off, bacteria and all that stuff. But for whatever reason, that batch turned out tremendously well. And yeah, that was interesting. The brew process, you could get a lot of the grape smell out of it. But the fun part is after letting it sit in the condition for a few weeks, cracking one open. I think I mentioned it to you a few times, and I actually didn't hear us. Yes, tried to get it out of you what that smell was, but it was almost like tearing open a big league grape chew bubblegum pouch.
Did read that, yeah.
That in the videos. And it smelled just wonderful, and the flavor was good. But the weird part is it didn't turn into beer so much. It kind of turned into almost a seltzery tea.
Okay.
A little dry on the wine side. I don't know if you remember, because you said you liked it, but you wouldn't drink a bunch of them because it was a little dry, but it was really light. It was a really light beer.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
The downside was too, because grapes, and there was so much sugar in it, there was a lot of carbonation. So, but it actually had a really good mouthfeel to it. And it was just interesting because every time you crack one of those tops open, you just immediately stick it right in your nose just because of the smell and the color. I mean, it was
transported back as a kid again.
Yeah. I mean, it was a purpley, grapey color to it when we had it in the light. It was just super interesting. It was my first go. Let's just see what happens type thing. Why not give it a go?
Yeah.
What are you going to lose? It actually turned out tremendously well. So if people want to go and just try some mixes, yeah, I mean, go for it. Raspberries can tend to be tart, but you could throw some cherries on there. You could throw all kinds of stuff you could do.
Yeah.
But you don't know until you start experimenting. So
100%. That's very true. So when you picked your grapes, did they already, was it the first frost on them? Where all the sugars pop out?
It was right after the first frost.
Okay.
And it was a tremendous amount of grapes that we had back there. We didn't know what to do with them. There were so many.
Right.
Well, I figured, I mean, I can use a bowl full. We'll just see what happens.
Right. Have you made it since then?
I tried it again, a little over a year and a half ago. But that year here was really dry weather-wise, and the grapes weren't as sweet. The outer skins were really thick.
Gotcha.
I think that had something to do with it too. It's more bittery.
The tannins or whatever that's
even
called.
Close to being as grapey and smell when we open it up. I still have a few left, but they're not bad little sippers. It's more along the lines like a seltzery wine is what they turn into.
Okay.
That's the hard part, I think, with a lot of the fruits. You definitely have to maintain or monitor what you're doing food wise. Document it far better than I do because I don't hardly write that stuff, which I need to.
Right.
I mean, I think you could really lock in on some really good flavors. But like I said, the downside is if you're going to do that, I recommend actually cleaning the fruit. Run it through a soda water bath or something just to try to get as much. Because I'm sure,
that makes sense.
When I did the first batch of the second batch, some bacteria got in there, no doubt, but there's probably different yeast too. Those different yeasts definitely affect the production of that.